Hello! Welcome to today's Did You Get That? Today we're going to cover pretty much how to find notes on the guitar. So this is a great guitar exercise, right? We're living in a matrix here. It's hard to find all the notes. But knowing these few patterns can really help you find where, for example, all the C notes are on the guitar. Why that's important is because, well, let's say we're playing over a C chord. We'll never be wrong if we play a C note over a C chord. And plus, we can always play the guitarist slide up to that C note and sound super funky. Okay, so finding notes on the guitar. The first little trick here actually revolves around a C chord. It looks like a C chord in the open position. We've got this C on the A string, and then we've got this C on the B string, right? So that's our first octave that we can find, right? And now what we're gonna do is while we play all the C's up the neck, our finger that we're using to make a C note on a higher fret is going to get moved to our pointer finger, and that's how we're going to learn all these positions. So here's the first position. Looks like a C chord. And this is where our note is on the A string and the B string. They're 2 frets apart. And this works with every note, by the way. So like you could move this shape chromatically. Right now it's a A note. Okay, so there's that shape. Now we're gonna go to their next shape. Right, we got this is like we're making an A chord in the open position. Right, so that's finding a C note on the A string, and finding its octave on the G string. Right, good. Okay, and now we're gonna keep moving up. So here's our next C, and we're gonna move our pointer finger to that C. Our next C is on the 8th fret of the high E string. So this is something that like Grant Green and a lot of players will use octaves when they're playing a solo. They'll play like, right? That's a cool little octave trick there. C, C. Now we've got this C here in the middle. We know that we just went onto the high E string, and it was on the 8th fret for that C. So we can also go to the low E string and find that C there. And then we're going to go from this low E, move our pointer finger up there. It's on the 8th fret, C. And then I call this 2 strings up and 2 frets over. So we go 1, 2 strings up, that goes to the D string, and then 2 frets over. That's the 10th fret, so that's our next C, right? So we can go from there. We could also, this C on the bottom is still here on the 8th fret. So a lot of funk players will do like, it's just an easy way to find a funky groove. Cool, so that's our E string and our D string. That's 2 frets apart, 8 and 10. Now we're going to take our pointer finger, go to the C that was on the D string. That's on the 10th fret. And we're going to make our complete octave from the B string here, right? So that's our final C, right? So that's 3 frets. So that's 2 strings and 3 frets for that one to get from the D string to get up to the B string. So 10 and 13, and we're gonna walk it back down. So that would be all the way up. This is our first shape, right? That looks like a C chord on fret 15 and fret 13. There's our octave if we were to just slide them from those strings. That's 1 octave. Oops, there we go. Alright, so now if we take it back from this C on the B string, it's 13th fret and then the 10th fret here. Good. We can play that back here. Remember, whatever you got on the low E, you also have on the high E. It's just 2 octaves apart, though. The whole guitar, this low E to this high E is always 2 octaves apart. Alright. Keep walking it down here. C and C. C and C. C and C. So that's this week's, like, kind of, if you want to learn all the C notes on the guitar. You want to learn all the F notes. Right? So it's a quick way of finding notes on the guitar. Alright, that's today's Did You Get That?